Welcome to Pets in Paradise TV, the show that explores the relationships between humans and animals in one of the most beautiful places on Earth, Hawaii. Here's what's coming up in the next half hour. We'll learn what it takes to take care of a pet with special needs. We'll witness how a German Shepherd got over his fear of water. We'll find out how the equestrian sport hunter jumper is judged and how you can get into the sport. Plus, did you ever think about having a pig as a pet at your house? We'll show you how some people do it. It's all ahead on Pets in Paradise TV. Pets give us so much unconditional love, but when they get hurt, the roles become reversed. When DJ was injured, it wasn't clear if anyone would be there for him.
2 years ago, he fell off the owner's couch and managed to twist his back. His rear end was paralyzed for more than a year. That meant he couldn't walk, he had to drag himself around. He couldn't control his pee or his poop, and as a result, he got some kind of nasty infections.
Having a disabled pet may seem like a challenge, but all they really need is a little extra love for a second chance at life.
You ready to go? Let's go. A lot of people would given up on him, but we got him some medical attention, and he was able to walk after that first chiropractic treatment. So I guess the lesson here is we don't give up on our dogs. We keep looking for help because dogs are not disposable.
Injured animals still have a lot to offer us. All they really need is a hero.
This is Hero. Yeah, he came from Taiwan. He was a street dog. He was unfortunately hit by a car and he was paralyzed from the back end, so they amputated his 2 back legs and he was up and walking the next day.
Against all odds, Hero survived and was even gifted a wheelchair to help him get around.
So I just lift him in, clip it in the front, and he's good to go.
With a little luck and a lot of love, Hero is proving his worth and why every pet deserves a second chance.
Hero has an awesome personality. He's a watchdog at the ranch, walks around on his 2 legs, and he would prefer to walk on his own, but he's 10 years old now, so he gets tired quicker. So for long distances, we use the cart.
Caring for a pet with disabilities is not an easy road, but the rewards are many and often unexpected.
I thought that it was going to be a real burden. You know, it's going to be hard, difficult. It wasn't difficult at all. She turned out to be such this cute little dog. She became somewhat of a celebrity. Look at the ball. I got her to be a therapy dog, teaching people how to overcome disabilities. And she enjoys doing what she does. I really do believe that.
Babe is a great example for us all, stealing hearts as she goes. But she's not only changing people's lives. Hope, born with a spinal condition, and Nevaeh, paralyzed by a car, were given no chance of survival. But they're shining examples of what is possible.
They predicted that she would have died within a couple weeks of when we found her, and she's outlived their predictions by a lot.
We can learn a lot about pets with disabilities. It's our chance to give them the unconditional love they've given us. And the life you save may just be your own.
Taking care of Nevaeh is a lot easier than we all thought it would be. We chose to give her a chance at life, and it paid off. If you have a disabled or injured animal, don't just put them to sleep, because the way we treat our pets is a reflection of the way we treat each other.
Ava and Craig are the best of friends and love spending time together, but Craig's love for the ocean isn't always shared by his faithful companion.
I love the water. Water for me is a form of therapy. I love being out on it, and I couldn't think of anything else better than to have my dog out there with me so we could both enjoy it.
Craig would love to share his passion for paddleboarding with Ava, but no matter what he does, they can't seem to make it happen.
I've tried to get Ava in the water about 15, 20 times. She sees the water, and next thing you know, she runs away. It just gets frustrating after a while because you're just like, why won't you play in the water? The water doesn't hurt, you know? There's been many beautiful days, but it hasn't worked out, and so, you know, we just We go home, we try it another day. We try hard, but we get the same result, you know, so we go home a little disappointed.
After years of failed attempts, Craig was ready to give up until a friend suggested he let Erica try and help Ava turn the corner.
I've been trying for 2 years, so I don't know, hopefully she can get this to work.
Like Craig, Erica also served in the military, and she has a lot of experience with German Shepherds. She knew right where to start with Ava's training.
I chose a beach that doesn't have a whole lot of waves. I just want to give an assessment on her and see how scared she really is. Sometimes they just don't want to get in it, and then they dive in and they have a lot of fun, versus it could be she's absolutely terrified and it is a huge fight and struggle.
It doesn't take long to realize that Ava definitely has issues with the ocean, but Erica is confident that she can turn her around.
Oh, she definitely has got some issues, so we got a lot of work to do, and we're gonna have a lot of fun fixing that problem real quick. Good girl, Ava. So by the end of it, what I want to be able to capture is a picture of Craig taking off on his paddleboard with Ava on the front of it, no issues. Good girl. All right, so first off, anytime you're gonna teach a dog something new, you wanna make sure that it's gonna be as easy for them and less stressful for them as possible. So I chose the canal here. I had her sit, I had her lay down, just get adjusted and accustomed to feeling the water in different parts of her body.
It's all about overcoming fears step by step. And the shallow water helps Ava to learn the ocean can be fun and not scary.
Okay, come on. I don't have to start from the bottom with her. She's already got her basic foundation. Come, sit, down, place. And she's very proficient with them.
It doesn't take Ava long to master the shallow water, and in no time at all, she's ready for her next challenge.
Well, my work is done here. So the next step is starting the approach to working with her with the smaller waves, getting into that deeper water. I think that once she gets past that wave break, she's gonna be just fine.
Erica first tries to work without a leash, but Ava still has reservations about the waves. So Erica puts the leash on and guides Ava through the waves.
Once we did a little bit of leash work and coaxed her in, being able to control her and held her close, she basically started to trust me and believe that I wasn't gonna let anything happen to her.
It's important to reassure Ava that nothing bad will happen, to build her confidence and trust.
And whenever she relaxes enough, then I'm gonna let her go, which is what she wants, and then she can free to swim around or she can go ahead and go back to the bank.
Ava turns out to be a natural, and before long she's ready to show off her new skills for Craig.
So Ava and I are here at the beach today. We're gonna meet Erica. She says that she's got something to show me. I'm gonna be surprised and very happy with it.
Despite his skepticism, Craig is blown away by how far Ava has come.
I was ecstatic when I saw Ava break over the waves and come out to Erica and I. I know Ava, and I know at that point in time when she had no more fear of those waves that it was going to be good. And we'll have a lot of good times from here on out. So we brought the paddleboard out, and I really didn't know what to expect, but Ava jumped right on, and I was like, okay, so we're going to go for it. We hit one wave, and the board kind of tipped a little bit, but she hunkered down, didn't decide to jump off, and so I knew at that point in time that we were good to go.
Another satisfied dog and owner.
I'm super excited because I know now that every weekend Ava and I will be on the paddleboard, we'll be out on the water, we'll have a good time, and we'll be able to bond a little bit more.
We're all aware that many dogs are great swimmers, including the Newfoundland, the Labrador, and the Portuguese water dog. But do you know which breeds are the worst swimmers? The top 5 breeds for worst swimmer are the Dachshund, the Corgi, the French Bulldog, the Pug, and in the #1 spot, the English Bulldog. With big, heavy bodies and short, stubby legs, these breeds are just not made for swimming. They're happier just playing on the beach. Attending a horse show feels like stepping into a whole new world, especially when you're in the middle of the Pacific. But Hawaii has a long history with horses, and at events like the Winter Hunter Derby, that passion is still on full display.
Number 26, Brooke Maxson on Diamond. We are trying to draw more of like the kids, trying to give the students that do lessons out here and own horses and live out on the North Shore an opportunity to show.
This is a training session for horses and riders so they can work on doing a schooling show. We actually haven't really had a hunter derby for years, so it's really good practice for the riders and the horses out here in beautiful, beautiful setting.
There are 3 types of shows: hunter, jumper, and western. Hunter derby courses are designed to reflect the actual hunt field, and riders are rewarded for choosing more difficult routes. They're judged on time, jumps completed, and overall form and flow.
The most important thing I think that I try to see in a horse is what his innate ability is. How well does the horse negotiate the fences? Jumping ability. Is he a good athlete? Does he pick up his legs properly, particularly in front?
It's the thrill of the harmony of the horse and the rider. It's the thrill of getting over a big jump. It's like dropping in on a wave, surfing.
And just like riding big waves, riding horses takes a lot of practice and patience because no two are exactly alike.
Not every horse has the same size stride. Therefore, they are going to think of the strategy how to get onto that course.
It was going really well, and then we left the ring and went out into the grass for those jumps, and he decided to stop in slow motion.
You have a horse who's got its own personality, its mind, its feelings, you know.
I went in and I really changed my mindset and really decided that I wasn't going to stop at any fences. I wasn't going to not go over them or fall off. And I think that that's what horseback riding really is about. It's really the mindset, how you present yourself to your horse.
To get to this level, it's tons of dedication. It's daily, it's doing lessons, having trainers riding your horses, and practicing just getting the horses as rideable as possible.
On About Time.
Becoming a show-level rider takes years of practice, but you don't have to own a horse to start on that journey.
If you don't own a horse, you can still learn to ride. A lot of trainers own lesson horses, or people who've been in the sport a long time will often share their horses. Start with a lesson, like 1 lesson a week, and commit to that in the beginning until you feel ready to, bite off a little more. And then you can kind of take the steps to horse ownership as you prepare yourself for what goes into it.
Share boards are a great way for riders and owners to connect. For a monthly fee, beginners gain access to horses, lessons, and the experience they need to become owners themselves one day.
I've been doing this for, I think, 5 years now, and I really like the bond that you form with your horse. I think that's pretty cool.
It's about 3 hours of work to about an hour of riding. But if you love it, then anything's worth it, for sure.
One of the biggest components of equestrian sports is jumping. As big as they are, horses have the remarkable ability to jump great distances, and some can jump at great heights. But how high exactly? It's common for a horse to jump over an obstacle its own height, but the record for the highest jump, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, was set by a horse named Huasco in 1949 in Chile. Huasco cleared a height of 8 feet 1 inch, and the record for the longest jump, that was set in 1975 by a horse named Something, who jumped an incredible 28 feet. While long associated as food, pigs have now found themselves as one of the trendiest pets around. Why not? They're cute, clean, and smarter than you may think. But before you bring one home, there are a few things you should know.
Hammy.
Meet Hamlet.
Hammy.
He's a spoiled pot-bellied pig.
I wish you wouldn't go in the dirt. Sit. Unlike a dog, he doesn't make really that much noise. He doesn't bark. The only time he does make noise and talk, so to speak, when he's trying to get in the back of the kitchen door for his food. That's when he'll bang the door and going,
Pigs may not bark, but they do squeal, especially around dinner.
We named him Hamlet because I said it sounded like a pig's name.
While pigs have long been associated with eating slop, a constant diet of pig pellets is much better for them. Like dogs, they enjoy treats too. Cheerios, bite-sized shredded wheat, and plain popcorn, to name a few.
Isn't that a sight when he eats? A pig in Hawaii generally is makes good food for the luau's.
Don't worry, Hamlet won't be the main course at the next luau. He's found his home here.
It's amazing. I've noticed no smell, unlike a dog. Dogs usually carry a smell and they do have ticks or fleas.
Because of their bristly hair, pigs don't get fleas, but can get the occasional tick. Overall, pigs are one of the cleanest pets you can have, even if they're kept outdoors.
He goes around, he sniffs all over. Sometimes he goes into my office, he comes out, and then he usually flops right here in the front door. And he's never, ever dirtied the house.
Pigs can actually be house-trained and have been known to use a kitty litter box.
Belly rub. Oh, good.
Pigs rarely need to be groomed, but they really enjoy it. But they do need their hooves and tusks trimmed by a vet.
I have a kennel, and he was raised from a little baby with a dog, so he actually thinks he is a dog, and the dogs accept him as one of them.
Wilbur's little identity crisis seems to be a positive thing. He's taking on the best traits of man's best friend.
He's really friendly. He gets along with the kids, anybody.
While Wilbur gets along with his canine pals, pigs should never be left alone with dogs. Dogs are predators, pigs are prey. It's just their nature. But don't tell that to Wilbur.
Yeah, sometimes I have to scold him because he tries to steal the dog's food, and he wants to eat. He'll eat all day.
A growing boy's got to eat, and Wilbur still has a lot of growing left.
So he's only about 4 months old right now. So he'll grow up to like 500, 800 pounds.
At that size, this runt of the canine litter will be the heavyweight among his adopted brothers.
Come on, James. Good girl.
Meet Jane, a Cinderella of sorts in the pig world.
Friendly? Yeah, pretty friendly.
This girl was born in the wild and left an orphan.
February of last year, we were hiking up on the North Shore and found her. She was probably only about 2 or 3 days old. She'd been kind of next to us all day by herself, so we knew something had happened to her mother. And yeah, I just felt terrible. And you know, pigs are not that great for the native forest, so I thought at least I'll get her out of the forest, you know, and then she won't die, or if she does live, she won't be eating native plants. Took her home, and then ended up just keeping her.
You can see how much Jane has grown from when she was first found. All pigs start out small and grow big. From teacup to potbelly, there is no breed of pig that remains tiny forever. Some can grow up to be around 50 pounds, others 500 pounds. Their adult size is just one of the factors you need to be sure you're okay with if you want a pet pig.
Pigs aren't for everybody, I would say. They're about twice as much fun as having a dog in terms of personality and all the crazy stuff they do, but they're also about 3 times as much trouble. So if you're thinking you want a pig, maybe go talk to somebody that has one for sure. Maybe volunteer to keep it for a day, take it back to your house and see how it goes. The first month or so of potty training was a little rough, but pigs are pretty clean actually and don't like to go to the bathroom, you know, near where they're sleeping. So she's real good about going outside. Just like when you're walking a dog, it's a good idea to carry a bag, take care of business. With the pig, kind of the biggest issue, maybe more than anything, is the food. They're always hungry, but you've always got to watch out with your food. You can't set anything down. You've got to pig-proof your kitchen. Boy, if you make a mistake and set down your lunch when you're heading out the door, it's gone. Sometimes you got to wash your fingers. She's definitely very sensitive to scolding, just like a dog, you know. Most dogs always seem embarrassed or shamed when you have to yell at them.
So even though they're a lot of work, pigs still have a lot of love to give to you and your family.